Welcome to the Voice of the MP podcast. This is MP miniedu series where we talk about interesting topics around payments, fintech, and financial services in general. Hello, my name is Panagiotis Kriaris. I'm an ambassador for MP, and I will be discussing with you today one very interesting topic, which is digital wallets.
What will be covered in this episode?
I will be telling you why digital wallets are are a huge trend today. What are the types of digital wallets? The evolution. We're going to be discussing some of the plays, and then we're going to be seeing some of the trends.
Why this topic matters?
Now, to start with, why digital wallets? I'm not sure if you know, but digital wallets are at the moment the top and fastest growing payment method globally. And there are different projections, but I think the main ones, they say that they're going to be in terms of number of unique users, they're going to exceed 5 billion users globally in a couple of years' time, which is over 60% of the global population, which is very, very impressive. Now, a bit more on the statistics. I think if you look at the global consumer spending last year, digital wallets, they represented more or less $14 trillion, which is a huge number. I mean, they account for 50%, so half of the market of the share on the e-com side, and 30% on the POS side, and both of them with a trend to increase. The question is why digital wallets have become so popular. I mean, on the one hand side, I would say they have democratized payments, access to payments, basically, for very different audiences around the globe, and they bring a number of key benefits. I mean, first of all, they bring convenience, financial inclusion for huge populations, for example, in Africa or in Asia that didn't have any other alternatives. I mean, just to remember, we still have 1.7 billion unbanked adults today globally. And of course, very important is that they also bring low-cost monetization opportunities and hard sales conversion. So for all the players that are engaging with digital wallets. Some of the use cases to understand how versatile they are. They can act as a central storage, like you have a wallet and you can store all kinds of cards, debit cards, credit cards, prepaid cards, everything. Then they are basically the super app race. I mean, digital wallets have been evolving to super apps, for example, in Asia. Instant payouts. So, for example, especially in terms of the gig economy, let's say I have a taxi driver, I can pay out instantly via digital wallet. They are rails for multi-currency conversion and remittances, which is a global business. Crypto, which is becoming very, very popular by the day. Savings and investment, loyalty and rewards programs. So you have points, you have discounts or coupons stored within the digital wallets. Personalized marketing capabilities through the wallets. Things like event ticketing or promotions, or even gaming. I mean, virtual currency storage, you pay for games, things like this. So many use cases, which is why they're very, very popular. Now, in terms of the types of wallets, digital wallets, I would say we have, roughly speaking, three main types. The first one is stage wallets. And why do we call them stage? Because basically funding and payments are separate, meaning they come in stages. So first of all, you have to fund the wallet and then you can make a payment. And typical examples would be PayPal, it would be 𝘄esse𝗿𝗶𝗴 in the US and most crypto wallets. Then you have what we call store wallets, and they are basically acting like credit cards, like prepaid cards, So there is no, you have to pre-fund the wallets and then you can spend. Most of the super apps that we find in Asia, like Alipay, like WeChat Pay or Paytm, are work like this. And then we have the very well-known pass-through wallets, meaning that they just pass through the payment method. So if you take, for example, Apple Pay or Google Pay, and then there is a credit card behind, and then you just pass through. So that's why they're called pass-through wallets. Now, evolution and geographical differences, because this might be a global trend, but in terms of the development, it has been quite different. So I think it's very fair to say that the surge of digital wallets it's very much connected to the introduction of QR codes, especially in Asia. I think in Europe and in the West, it was mostly NFC that has propelled digital wallets to the fore. And it's very impressive, or for me, it's that, for example, digital wallets, they started to address issues on the e-commerce side, but they became very, very popular on the POS side, on the offline side. And then if we look at the geographies, then you're going to see, for example, that we have China. They have been, so China has not, they have been having not this credit card-like Western infrastructures, meaning that they were lacking this the credit cards feature, which means that it was easy for the digital wallets to gain the market share and to convert and to transform gradually to super apps. I mean, I mentioned before, in China we have today Alipay and WeChat. Both of them have been evolving from digital wallets to super apps. Both of them have more than 1 billion users each. In Africa, which is a second, I would say, geographical use case, or in Latin America, digital wallets have been a credible alternative to access financial services. And then in the West, of course, you have a digital wallet. They started from being peer-to-peer apps, the likes of Venmo, the likes of 𝘄𝗍𝗹𝗶𝗀, and then they have evolved to embrace e-commerce. And then we have some, PayPal, Block, Apple. I mean, these have even trying to become super apps in the West. Now, very, very on a nutshell, I would say that we have 10 distinctive digital wallet plays depending on the players. So you have the super apps in Asia. You have the big techs like Apple and the Google trying to use them as a monetization vehicle. You have e-commerce platforms, Amazon, Mercado Pago, Rakuten. You have ecosystem players that are basically active in regional markets. Then you also have banks trying to address some of the challenges of the new landscape through the digital wallets. You have account-to-account players like Venmo, like Zelle, with some features. I mean, we said that most of them or some of them started from peer-to-peer. And then, of course, you have niche players customizing on a vertical focus. You have crypto players and blockchain players. You have big brands. I mean, Starbucks is a very famous one that has been doing very well in having their own wallet. And then, of course, you have telecoms in Africa acting as offering digital wallets as a replacement for core banking infrastructure. One very important trend that I think we have seen over the past year, I mean, we are seeing lately, basically, is the integration of digital wallets with digital IDs. So it's becoming basically a killer combination. If you're having the wallet, if you can identify yourself, and then you can make a payment. I mean, Google has been rolling out the ability to do so in the US. I mean, in the EU, we have the European digital wallet that will harmonize digital identity within the wallets across Europe. So these are developments going in this direction. And there is an expectation, at least within the EU, that 80% of EU citizens will have adopted the EU digital wallet by 2030, which is not very far away.
Why should we act now?
Why you should act? I mean, as I said before, digital wallets, they have been democratizing access to payments, right? So I think they're forcing everyone, all the players in the value chain, the providers, the merchants, the banks, the platforms, the fintechs, to rethink their entire positioning and strategy. So, I mean, from the rebundling of the financial services to the super app race, to the mechanics of connecting the buyers and the sellers, to the ecosystem play, all of these are connected to the digital wallets. So if you don't have a digital wallet play, I think it's time that you think of one, because that's one of the most important developments happening nowadays. And digital wallets are core to the strategy of every player. Thanks for listening to this mini edu series, part of the Voice of 𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗀 podcast. If you like the episode, please subscribe to the Voice of 𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗀 podcast so you can hear more. Thank you.